Welcome back, everybody. Today, the greatest saves in the snatch of all time. So fortunately, about 4 years ago, when I first started out Weightlifting House, I did a few series on Instagram. Greatest saves of all time, fastest lifts of all time, that sort of thing. So today, let's do the greatest saves of all time. Now, most of these videos are way back on the Weightlifting House Instagram. I realized whilst I was going through, there are a few videos of me lifting as well. I'm going to play one of me snatching 105, 110, 115 now while I talk about this next thing. The next thing being that episode 100 of The Morning Brew is going to be up this week on Patreon, which is going to be a whole lot of fun. I think probably after I've recorded this, also for Patreon, I'm going to do a quick video going through some of my lifts from this era of Weightlifting House. Okay, I have 7 lifts, 7 of the greatest snatch saves of all time. I've saved what I think are the most impressive 2 until the end, but they are all just totally mind-boggling and ridiculous. So let's get straight into them. The first one is a full 360 in the save and the snatch. Oh my word. Okay, so this is by Kim Erik Tollefson. 160 kilos. One of the things that is ridiculous about this is a lot of the most impressive saves ever are, of course, at really light weights, and people do crazy duck walks and that sort of thing. But when it's with an actually impressive weight as well, that just lends itself to making this a even more ridiculous save. I just want to watch this one once more. So he actually catches it reasonably. Like, it's a little bit on his forefoot, and you can see there's some momentum going forward. Alright, I've just lost the video. That's cool. And the weight starts moving forward, it starts going to the side, and then this is actually incredibly impressive. The overhead snatch carry, full 360, and then somehow is able to prevent the rotation from taking the round again. It's a good lift. Wait, does he come off the platform? If he comes off the platform, it's a no lift. He stays on. Blow my neck. Okay, so that's save number 1. Also, of course, you're going to have to let me know down below which you think is the best snatch save ever. I'll do greatest jerk saves in a little bit. And then also, obviously, if I missed any just totally ridiculous snatch saves, let me know, and I'll do a volume 2 of these. Number 2. Now, at the time that I was doing this, I got a message from Max Ater, and he sent me this lift. He said it ought to be in contention. It is. It's got to be the most impressive duck walk ever. If you don't know a duck walk, it's literally just bar overhead, and you start walking along before you stand up. Here we go. This is by Paula Holler. Looks like 76 kilos. And this is just unbelievable mobility to be able to do that. Like, when I catch a snatch, I can't lift a foot up off the ground. Like, I have too much impingement in my hip or something. This ridiculous, straight up onto the toes. Unbelievable. Just full range of motion in the hip. The internal rotation, the external rotation, and then the strength through the range of motion. My word. One more time. It's actually a pretty nice pull. She just bounces out of that catch and it just starts giving her this forward momentum. Ridiculous. Okay, number 3. This is actually a lift that I filmed and then created the name Robu Stanky Leg Marin because he does the stanky leg really well on this. 152, he's since snatched over 160, which is remarkable. He's a 73 kilo lifter. I'm sure you guys know him. I talk about him all the time on the news show. Let's check out this 152. This is just unreal. I tell you what, let's just let's rewatch that. I want to pause in that most ridiculous position. And pause. I mean, what on earth is that? It's funny because the comments themselves were talking all about how, you know, obviously this is dangerous, he's going to end his career soon, he's not going to be able to do this for much longer. But it's remarkable the tolerance and loading capacity that you can put your body through if you just gradually increase the exposure to those kinds of loads. Like, obviously that's not ideal, and he doesn't catch every snatch like that. But the guy has no dorsiflexion in his right knee. Like, he cannot push that right knee forward, so his hips have got to go back, his left knee's got to come in to compensate, and it just works. So, I don't know, Robu Stanky Leg Marin, that's got to be one of the greatest saves ever. Let's just watch it one more time. Just... I can barely believe that he's able to do that with his body. That is yoga with a barbell. Okay, in at number 4 now, this is a real throwback to the old days, the old MDUSA, Cal Strength, before weightlifting was big on Instagram days. weightlifter called Chris Goot, who used to train at MDUSA under Glenn Pendley, who I did a lot of work with back in the day. And I think it was actually Glenn who showed me this video, I think maybe, of Chris doing just an unreal save at 125 kilos in the snatch. Let's take a look. I mean, surely he doesn't need to keep taking these steps. I don't know how he got up with that. Destroyed that barbell on the floor as well. Okay, so catches it. So that's a nice position there, let's be honest. I think then he almost bounced out of that, which just took the bar forward. Yeah, started standing up, moved it forward, took an impressive step. Hope that would be enough. What's ridiculous as well is like, you take the step, so you get this staggered position, but then to sink into that, he has to readjust his hips by turning and opening. And the fact that he can do that is admiring hard. Takes another step, and another step, and another step. Okay, maybe not as impressive as the other duck walk that we saw. Let's play those two side by side. It would be interesting to see those two side by side. Okay, next we have Danil Ismailov, well, I'm sure most of you guys know Danil Ismailov. He's the most elite weightlifter by far in this group. Olympic medalist, European medalist, won't be going to Tokyo because he didn't get a qualifying score in the qualifying period 1 of the Tokyo qualification system, but he's an amazing weightlifter. This 163 he did and then took a step backwards, duck walk like reversed. Not the most impressive save when you compare it to the others in terms of the visuals, but when you consider how close to a world record he was. I mean, this is the old 69 kilo category. World record was 166 Lao Hui. So to be 3 kilos under a world record and be pulling out crazy saves like this is very ridiculous.
163 kilos, the lead.
And just bounces out, and yeah, I mean, that's absurd. And then I think he turns to look, doesn't he? Doesn't he turn to look just to check? Yeah. Pulls the old DMAS, the Mesohosona, as it's now known, I suppose. Again. The depth is unreal, and he's always had that thing where he starts to turn, the bar goes too far back, one of his shoulders can't hold it. It's yeah, it's pretty regular for him to be doing this. It's a bit of a feature rather than a bug, as I've been saying recently. And just so strong to get up with it. He's done that a few times, actually. Okay, so we're down to the final two. These final two saves are, you'd have to see it to believe it. I mean, they're truly ridiculous. I'm not sure what the order of these two should be, but I think I've got it right. So let's have the top 2 snatch saves of all time. And again, if you disagree, let me know. If I've missed something that I really should have seen, let me know. I've got a clean and jerk episode coming. I'll do this in a week or two with the clean and jerks. There are some truly absurd clean and jerk saves. Here is number 2, in my opinion. Okay, so this is a video from Sick Angles of Alexander Drach, 94 kilo weightlifter with a save at 147 kilos. And just, I mean, how does he have the strength in that back? That back leg is just, that knee is just wobbling. The strength in so many areas to be able to do this. I mean, we can take a look again. I think it's, it's forward in the pull. Like that position there, that's not helping anybody. I mean, ridiculous dorsiflexion in the ankles, which I suppose is what helps him then with the next position here, where, I mean, look at that back ankle. The flexion there is insane. His front ankle is basically vertical at that point, so he's in a pretty strong position with the front leg. But that back leg, that knee is quivering. Look at that knee. Somehow. What do you think after that? Like, once you've done that in front of everyone, what's going through your mind? You just surely can't believe that was possible. One more time. Good grief. Alexander Drach, what are you doing? This is very impressive. Also, it's so interesting to see how many views these videos got. Like that one I posted back in 2017. It got 10,000 views. This one of Roby Marin, when I then had like 100,000 followers on Instagram, has 190,000 views. So I might need to repost some of these just so these athletes get the recognition that they truly deserve. Okay, finally, the moment you've all been waiting for, the #1 greatest snatch save of all time. And you know what? I think this is it. I don't think there can be any doubt that any of these other ones should go ahead of this next one. So what we have here is a Chinese weightlifter, Jiaweipeng. She's a plus 87 kilo weightlifter. This was after the No, this was just before the weight classes changed. So she was actually a plus 75. This is a 116 kilo snatch on her second attempt. She took silver at the IWF EGAT Cup with this, 116, 153. Oh no, actually this is 2019, so she was a plus 87. Tell me what you think of this one. Oh my word. This lift has everything. Beginning, middle, and end with this one. So catches it in a nice position. I don't know what happens from here. It just starts going. So she's almost, she's twisted and leant back. So there's almost some like anterior core activation going on there to stop herself from just falling backwards like this. She's all loaded on that left leg. Right leg could almost be lifted off the floor. Somehow her right elbow is hanging on. She's got very faithful, loyal elbows, fortunately. And this is just, I don't think that there's a more impressive save. Because where a lot of other athletes would, very impressively also duck walk around to try and save this, just the strength that she has, this anti-rotational strength in her core to be able to pull this weight back into position and hang on in the fringes of her mobility with such an enormous load is absurd. That is astonishing. And that is, in my opinion, the greatest snatch save of all time. If you disagree, let me know. If you agree, let me know. I'll do a clean and jerk version of this soon. Like I mentioned at the start, I'm doing another video straight after this where I'm going to go through some of my own lifting from this era, and I'm going to put that up on the Weightlifting House Patreon. The link is down below. Also, episode number 100 of The Morning Brew with my co-host Joshua Gibson will be up at the end of this week on Patreon also. Huge shout out to Virus. You can use discount code weightliftinghouse for cool things like this. That's 10% off everything that you get from Virus. That works in the USA, Europe, everywhere in the world. Make sure you check out Weightlifting House, and I will catch you all on the next video.